Hello everyone. This is a video lecture for College Algebra Math 1314 section 11.6. We are talking about combinations and permutations. So the very first question on your homework is going to be, what is these things? So this is a permutation, and this is a combination. And so there is a difference between them. A permutation is when order is important. And I'm going to give you examples here in just a second. In a combination, order is not important. And again, definitely examples are needed. And so, what is a permutation in real world stuff? When is order actually important? And so let me give you some examples that you'll think of. And I'm going to kind of scroll to the side a little bit here. Let's say that you're in line at Walmart and you're about to check out. Is order important to you? And so you got some people standing in line, waiting to check out. There's the checkout teller and all that. And you're up next, and you're about to go there. Is order important to you? Well, I'm going to say yes, it is. Because what if somebody else comes by and says, nah, never mind, I'm going to go ahead and just cut. Are you going to take that? No. No way. So, was order important to you? Yes. Yes, order was definitely important to you in that case. Let's think of another one. Let's say that we have race cars, and these are my awesome race cars here. And, you know, they're off, they're racing. And whoever gets there first is the winner. Is order important to you? Yeah, because you want to be first. You don't want to be second. You don't want to be third. That's supposed to be a finish line. Anyways, my point, though, is that is order important? Yes. So when you're in a line, when you're in a race, there's other things where order is important as well. But in a way, I'm trying to say, think about it as a human. What would a human say is important here? Order being important or not important? So here's some places where order is not important. Let's say I just went into my pocket and I found some change. Those are little cent signs. And I just threw it on the table. Is order important? No, not really. What about like marbles? I'm just going to do like some cool little marble things here. This one has like a little thing. Here's my cool marbles. There you go. I got 3 marbles. Is order important for whatever marble goes here? Here, let me hold on. Let me just put this marble right here. Okay. Oh, wait, and I want to put this marble right here. That it's just 3 marbles, man. It doesn't matter. So my point is that is order important with these kind of situations? Not really. Again, you have to kind of think like a human, and I know you're a human because you're listening. And so think like a human about which one would go where. Now, that's more of a lesson than anything. What they're wanting on question 1 and 2 is simply find out what this thing is. And they don't even give you any explanation. 5P3, 6C2. Well, you would grab your handy calculator, and whatever that is, I would say Desmos is definitely great at this, Desmos Scientific. And you get some answers, you put it in, and I got 60. And getting the other one, I got 15. And that's it. That was it. Nothing hard at all. These first questions on the homework are just saying, do you own a calculator or do you have access to a calculator that can do this sort of thing? And that's all they're trying to get at. So I have to say, though, that it is a little different here on Desmos than on other calculators. I'm using just a basic scientific calculator with me here today. I just put it in just like this. I mean, it looks just like this, and it works just like that. Very simple. But on Desmos, it's a little different. So what you might have to do on some like Desmos and other things out there is in PR, open, and then you go to your 5, 3, close. In CR, then 6, sorry. 2. It might have to look like this. There might be a special button and you click the button, and then you can start typing your numbers in there. Just make sure to learn the calculator that you're choosing to use. If it's a small scientific, or if it's like something like Desmos. Okay, cool. Next question. Says we have a multiple choice exam. 5 questions are on the exam, and there's 4 choices each. How many different ways to guess? So there was a different question above this, and I would almost want to say this is like 1.9 question. It was talking about an ice cream shop, and they had different kinds of ice cream. You had 5 different flavors. You had 2 different cones. I guess you have to have it in a cone here. No bowls are allowed. I'm going to say vehicles. Could be a cone, or it could be a bowl. And it had something else like that. I don't know. So you pick your flavor, and then you put it in a bowl or a cone. And so how many different ways can you have this thing? Well, you simply just multiply them. 5 times 2 is 10. It's very simple to find these kind of questions. You just simply multiply. Now, when it comes to this one, it's a little different because you're saying, oh, well, 5 times 4 is 20, right? Done. Definitely wrong. We have to actually look at this a little differently. And so there's 5 questions, but 4 choices each. So this is A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. Oops, that's supposed to be a D. A, B, C, D. And then finally, A, B, C, D. It's close enough. All right, so what we're looking for here is how many different ways to choose and just guess. So A, B, C, D, A. There's one choice. A, B. There's one choice. Okay. A, B, 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 C. There's another choice. I sit here all day trying to figure out how many different ways I can do it. And so what we're actually going to do is the same kind of multiply understanding. We're going to say, well, there's 4 choices here, and 4 choices here, and 4 choices here, and 4 choices here, and 4 choices here. 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. Or you could just say 4 to the 5th power. And if you just do that real quick in the calculator, I got 1,024 different ways to make this thing work. How many different ways to guess? That's a lot. So definitely more than 20. And so that's my point here, is that we have to kind of see this in a different light. Yes, we are multiplying when you multiply all these things together, but I guess you can also do a power, make it quicker. Okay. So what was interesting about the last question is that, does this have anything to do with NCR and NPR? Nope. But this does, and all the rest of the other questions do. So on your homework program, just watch out, because they kind of switched it up like that on you. So we got 8 cars that are racing. How many different ways can you order the top 3 winners? And so is order important? Yes. So we're going to use the NPR. That's what we're going to use because order is important. I'll write it. Here we go. Order is important. Okay, so that's why I'm using NPR. And so this is going to be an 8, and then a P, and then a 3, and you get the answer. Again, if you're doing Desmos, it would look more like this, but you would get the same answer. Now, why did I choose the 8 and then the 3 instead of the 3 and then the 8? Well, if you go and put the 3 first in your calculator, it will probably not work. It will just lock up, or it'll give you something weird, or it might say error or something like that. And so what you're wanting to do when you put these numbers in is that this is always the bigger number, and this is always the smaller number. Okay, bigger one comes first, smaller number goes there. That's it. Pretty simple. Let's keep going. So I got 20 different people in a club, and there are 6 of them that are going to some kind of convention. How many different ways can they go? So I'm going to ask, is order important or not important? We're talking like a school club, by the way. So there's a school club. People are all kind of just whatever. They're just friends hanging out, doing their thing, special activities. And then we got 6 are going to a convention, but only 6, so the other 14 have got to stay behind. But how many different ways can you make 6 different people go? Well, they're just all going to jump on the same bus and go, right? So is order important? I'm going to say no. So order not important. And so which one are we going to be using this time is NCR. And so, again, I'm going to do my bigger number, a C, and then my smaller number, and get the answer. Or, again, NCR 20,6. Same thing. Here we go. 20C6. It's a big number. 38760. There you go. All right. Keep cruising. And actually, yeah. All right. So is order important or not important? That's kind of one thing we're going to look for here. And you can see how many different ways to order the remaining jokes. They're kind of saying that order is important. And in the question on the homework, it expresses that. It says, hey, the order is important here. And so we know now that we're going to use the NPR stuff, okay? So 8 jokes total. And then order's important. Oh, it says right there, order's important. I should probably just read. The first and the last jokes are already been decided. How many ways to order the remaining jokes? So we had like 8 jokes. And I know it's silly and weird to like, what are you talking about with ordering jokes? The homework problem, it's a little bit more clear, though still it's kind of weird myself. To me, so the first and the last have been decided. You don't have to worry about those. So we only have the 6 left over, and order's important. And so I've got 6 total jokes that I have to, put in their places. And then I got how many jokes am I selecting to actually move around? Is 6. So it's kind of weird. 6 is my total, and 6 is my selected. 6P6. And sometimes, I know it's not bigger or smaller, but if they're the same number, it's acceptable to do this. If you had a bigger one, then it would go up front. But if you just have they're the same number, then just fine, I guess. Just put one, put the other, it'll be fine. And I got 720. And so that's the different ways you can rearrange. You can rearrange those guys, or this one here swaps with this guy, and then one swaps with that guy, and 700 different ways to do that, because order is important. Okay, this was just a brief summary of how combinations and permutations work. Obviously, there's a lot more of fun discussion, but that was the point. Just do some questions, and we're done. So, thank you very much, and have a great day.